Hi, everybody. It is Monday morning. It is Christmas Day, and I just want to welcome you to Against the Public. I'm Dana Lane, and wish you a very Merry Christmas to you and your families. I hope we've been able to make you a little bit of money so you can put some more things under the tree. But if not, don't worry. We got 3 games for you today for free that hopefully will do that. This is your first look at early public betting patterns. We're going to tell you how you can stay clear of a few of these. And a lot, we have 4 NBA games tomorrow, so a lot of these have not moved too much. But we found some that we can technically say it's against the public. So that's what we're going to do. After the show, guys, go to pickdawgz.com. You're going to find my top 3 NFL selections for Monday for one low price of $54.99. This package, of course, does come with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee that says you must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. And if you were with me for my 3-pack yesterday, you would know as the New England Patriots just got by the Denver Broncos, we had them easily plus 7.5. So that makes for a perfect 3-0 day on that package. Don't miss out tomorrow. Or better yet, guys, get involved with my 30-day or my 90-day all-access pass that gives you every single one of my plays for one low price. Comes out to be at less than $100 a month. So make sure that you get involved with that. Those packages are up right now. You get a 60-day pass, you get a 90-day pass, you get every one of my college football, NFL selections, NBA, college basketball, NHL, get every one of those plays for one low price. And we had another profitable day on Sunday, an incredible day. As I mentioned, a 3-0 day in the NFL. Great day in college basketball as well. So very encouraged, very happy we could end it off or end this week off on a high note, and hopefully that made everybody's Christmas just a little bit better. And if you're still wondering why you should join me for a long-term package, well, as we mentioned, the 3-0 day in the NFL. Over the last 30 days now in the NFL, and this does not include the late Broncos-Patriots game, that does not include, has not been updated on the website, so I will not use those numbers. But over the last 30 days, I've won over 60% of my NFL selections, good for 638 units of profit, or it will be 638 units of profit as soon as that's updated. Also, we had a perfect day in college basketball today. 3-0 in college basketball. I'll have those plays, no college basketball tomorrow, of course, but then the next day we'll be right back on it again. And we're heating up, believe it or not. We haven't talked about the NHL because, if I'm being honest, NHL's been a little bit of a struggle for me this year, but just starting to get into the groove of it, watching a lot of stuff, talking to a lot of people, and starting to really get a feel for these teams, which is why we've hit over 61% of our plays over the last week. So for better or worse, I always let my numbers speak for themselves. Right now, they're absolutely saying great things. Please make sure that you do get involved. All our records, as I said, are updated on pickdawgz.com almost hourly. That Denver game will reflect up there pretty soon. And guys, to become an all-access member, all you have to do is go to pickdawgz.com and go to one of my various packages. Get involved with my 60-day, my 90-day, or even an annual pass, which is our best offer on the board. Whatever you do, just put your money behind me, and I guarantee you will find success in 2024. So let's get to our Monday free plays. We're going to start it off at 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Game 587, 588. Milwaukee Bucks minus 3.5, 241.5 versus the New York Knicks. And not a surprise, we've seen 58% of the money coming in on the Milwaukee Bucks. Not a surprise. 61% of the tickets have followed that. I made this number -1, so I'm more than happy to take the generous points with the Knicks. Of course, this is a revenge spot after Milwaukee beat New York the other night, or the last game, 130-111 on Saturday. This comes down to defense for the Knicks, who were not at their best against the Bucks. And the Clippers 4 games ago, not at their best against them either when they allowed 144 points. This must be a tenacious defensive effort where every shot is contended. If Tom Thibodeau, if his team does that, we might have a chance to not only get that cover, but we also, for anybody who wants to take a chance, really has a good chance for New York to get that straight up win. But we are going to take New York plus the 3.5. Game number 2, 5 o'clock Eastern time, 591, 592. Boston Celtics 2.5, 234 in your half. 234.5 is your total on the road against the Los Angeles Lakers. We see 59% of the money line cash coming in on the Lakers. I think that's kind of just crossing your fingers at plus $1.25. Of course, they could, obviously get the win on this one, but you might be better off just getting the points. I don't know. I just kind of these point spreads sports, whether it's football or basketball, I really just stay away from the money line. I get so much of that money line stuff all during Major League Baseball season that when I'm able to deal with points, I would much rather do that. That's not really the direction that we're going to go in this game. In a game that LeBron doesn't care about much, I mean, whatever. I mean, I get what he's trying to say. And if you saw, what LeBron said about this Christmas Day game, he was asked about how excited he is to play in this game. And he said, well, don't ask me about this. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but don't ask me about this. I'm just focused on making sure my little girl gets her presents on Christmas morning, which I guess is commendable. But then at the same time, when we're talking about wagering, is that somebody that's not really caring about this game? We'll talk about two players that do care about this game in a second. But does that say to me, he's not really up for this? But before you get all excited about it, I remember before the in-season tournament as well, in the final, when LeBron said, hey, just another game, no big deal, blah, 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 and then they went out and, of course, won the game. So maybe I'm reading too much of this, but either way, he's got to start caring because the Lakers have lost 4 of 5. They're 2-5 against the number in their last 7. I think Boston's offensive consistency is going to be too much for the Lakers, who cannot match Boston from beyond the arc. I think that's where the Celtics lengthen the lead. We're going to take Boston minus 2.5. And then game number 3, it is your get-out game or the night, or at least that's what we're using for our get-out game. 8 o'clock Eastern time, 589, 590. Philadelphia 76ers versus the Miami Heat. Miami minus 2.5, 225.5 is your total. This number's come down some after opening up at 226.5, so we've seen a little bit of a deflation of 1 point, and I think that's going to hold steady until game time because the numbers come down, but the betting pattern shows that it's going to stay pretty steady. And there's a stark contrast, like I said before, between what LeBron said about playing on Christmas Day and the reaction that DeAnthony Melton and Robert Covington gave. I mean, they were both pretty fired up to play on Christmas Day, reminiscing about how they saw this game when they were a kid, and now they get to play in it. I love all that stuff. But this is the first stop on the Sixers' 6-game road trip. I've always thought that across all sports that the first game is when you're going to get your best effort. I think this is going to be a high-paced game where these two offenses are extremely reliable. This one's going to go over the total of 225.5. So that does it for our 3 games today. Go to pickdawgz.com right now. Get involved with one of my many packages, including my NFL 3-pack for $54.99. Get that 3-pack now or jump on that 30-day all-access pass, that 90-day all-access pass, or better yet, that annual all-access pass that gives you every single one of my plays every day for one low price. And let's make sure we keep building that bankroll. Even though it's on Christmas, we can still infuse money into that bankroll. So before we go, I wanted to go, it was pretty good feedback about yesterday's numbers segment of the show where we kind of went through some numbers, really deep numbers, and tried to make some sense of it. And it worked out today. If you guys followed that trend, it worked out today. I think it was 2-1-1, depending on the number you got in the Cowboy game. Could have been 3-1. So either way, it was a winner using that trend. Now going to the NBA, I wanted to break down the divisions and which are the best divisions in the NBA to bet on this year and over the last 3 years. So we'll start it off, and we'll do this real quick. Pacific Division's number 6. They're the last team you want to bet on, or the team that has the least amount of success this year. A division, by the way, that would send 4 teams to the postseason right now if it ended today. The division that is 79-65 straight up, but against the numbers, just 65-78-2. One game did not post a number on it, at least according to the numbers that was given. Number 5, the Central Division, 66-79-3, minus 18.86 units. Number 4 is the Southeast Division, 63-75-3, minus 17.66 units. Number 3 is the Southwest Division, 72, 67, and 3, minus 1.52 units. Number 2 is the Northwest Division, 76, 64, and 4, plus 5.07 units. And the number 1 division this year, they've had tremendous amount of success. We got Boston, Philly, New York, Brooklyn, Toronto in that division. The Atlantic Division is 79, 58, and 5. That's good for 58% winners plus 13.73 units of profit. And I wanted to expand that a little bit and say, okay, well, what happened over the last 3 years? Well, not some things changed and one thing has not changed. The Atlantic Division is still, over the last 3 years, the most profitable division in the NBA with a record of 502, 444, and 16 against the number, 53.1% winners. And the worst over the last 3 years is the Southeast Division. This year, Southeast Division is 4th amongst these 6 divisions, but over the last 3 years, they're 447, 498, and 16 against a number 47% winner. So that's kind of a little bit of a breakdown of the divisions. I don't know if that helps you or not or whatever, but I like to just give you other little nuggets that you can take and use as your own little handicapping tool. So there you go. Okay, let's recap our free plays for Christmas Day. New York plus 3.5, Boston minus 2.5, Philadelphia, Miami over 225.5. So that does it for today's show. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. I wish you nothing but the best with your wagers on Christmas Day, and also have a great Christmas. Thank you so much for all your support, and thank you so much for putting your money behind me. We've had a tremendous weekend, so we're going to finish it off on Monday. Thank you for joining us. All the best. Have a great Christmas.